I felt too good to think about it. But good things must come to an end. Wake up, you little beaster. He followed me to the forest? Begone, Dad. Hello, and welcome to Mushroom Boy. If you are new here, hi, I'm Voyia. I play a bunch of games. I know I sound a little off today, but it's because I'm losing my voice, and I don't know why. I woke up, and I feel good. I feel fine. I'm not sick anymore or anything like that, but I'm losing my freaking voice. But if you're new here, it would mean the absolute world to me if you're enjoying these little indie games that I am playing. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Join our family. And with all that being said, let's get started. I know nothing about this game. My mom, dad, and I lived on the outskirts of the city, right next to the forest. The house was old, covered in cracks, and seemed quite scary at night. I hope the music isn't too loud for you guys. Under the dim light of the street lamps, he sometimes seemed alive. The windows became large black eyes, and the entrance door turned into a mouth. Every time I came home after school or a walk, I found myself in the stomach of this monster, but every time I managed to reach the door of my apartment. It was scary, especially when the lights of the entrance hall didn't work, but I learned to move up and down the stairs with my eyes closed. I never, and I repeat, never want to live in an apartment complex where I gotta close my eyes to get to my house. Absolutely not. I don't know what's going on, but I feel like you should run away, move away if you can. If you can. If you think about it, the house wasn't that scary. Mom and Dad often squirreled with various reasons and without any reason. So often that screams and the sounds of breaking dishes have become commonplace. Ugh, disgusting. I'm assuming this person is like teenager, maybe. Hopefully no one's letting their child, like someone under the age of 10, walk home by themselves. That's just a big no-no, personally. One of the places of protection in such moments was my room. During moments of squirrels, I ran into it as quickly as possible, hid under my bed, covering my ears with pillows so as to not hear them scream. It was more than a room. At such moments, it turned into a fortress. But even the most impenetrable castle can be captured. I already know in advance that it will hurt if I get a bad grade or spill my tea. Dad will find a reason. The room's interior was rather sparse, the gray walls adored with my drawings from elementary school. So you are an elementary student. Oh, these are just horrible parents. Got it. It was my grandmother's house in the village. I was taken there every summer. I wonder if Grandma could save us. I like it at my grandmother's much more than at my home. It's a pity my grandma is no longer with us. I'm sorry to hear that. And the house remained only on my wall. This drawing helps us not to forget those happy days. The windows of my room looked out into a beautiful sparse forest. Watching him was one of my favorite pastimes. It was calming. In the evenings, I also really loved watching the sunsets. The light from the sun filled the entire room. To avoid being seen by the arguing parents, I ran out into the streets through this window, straight into the forest. When I returned home, I tried not to make any noise, otherwise I might get into trouble with my father. There was a flower on the windowsill. My father had once moved it in my room because it had wilted and its leaves were falling onto the floor. I'm trying to water it more often, but so far, there haven't been any major changes. My favorite pastime was walking in the forest. It was like a second home to me, or rather, my first. I could spend entire days here without leaving. The forest dwellers became my best friends. I could spend hours telling stories to the trees, flowers, mushrooms, and anyone else I met along the way, excuse me. How many forest dwellers have you ran into? I don't think many people live in the forest. At least I hope not. When I talked to them, I imagined they had eyes to see me, ears to hear me, and even a mouth. Yes, even my mouth. I imagined that they were also talking to me, also telling me their stories, how their day went, how they were doing, how they were feeling, and much, much more. We played games together, mostly hide and seek, and I often won. Here, the feeling of fear and anxiety disappears. I felt the happiness in the moment until it got dark and I had to return home, or my father, whom my mother sent, found me. I refused to go back, but he would just grab me by my scruff of my neck and drag me home. But as soon as I had time, I would run into the forest, and each time, I didn't want to leave there more and more. On days I couldn't escape, I loved to commune with the wind. The trees were outside the window, and you could immediately tell if it was windy or not by looking at them. So how did we communicate with the wind? Well, here it is. Our dialogue wasn't the most interesting, but it was what it was. I usually asked the wind questions and come up with different conditions. If the wind blew strongly, it meant yes. If weak, it meant no. Or, for example, tilted the tree to the right or to the left. There were many options. There was enough time to come up with them. As I said earlier, my parents often argued, and at those moments, I hide in my room and waited for everything to calm down. That day, I thought it would be a regular fight, nothing new. So as usual, I crawled out from under my bed and listened to what they were shouting about. But what I heard scared me like it had never scared me before. Listen to yourself. This is your child too. How can you say such things? Shut up. I never even wanted him, and you knew it perfectly well. How dare you? The way I would leave a man if he ever speak this way about my child? My baby, my little adorable child that came from me? Oh no, never. I tried to persuade you to have an abortion 10 years ago, and now you have your condition. Either I give birth or you leave. Wow. Okay. I only stayed for you because I loved you. I thought I'd somehow endure it, get used to it, or suddenly you'll get tired of it and we send you to an orphanage. Wow. You don't want to. Itch. Why are you like this? So many years have passed, and haven't you even developed a shed of feeling in all this time? He's your son. Your own blood. Since you gave birth, you've been thinking only about him, completely forgetting about me. And as you've gotten older, nothing's changed. You follow him everywhere. I'm fed up with this little beaster. All he does is wander around this wilderness, then look for him, and I hope he gets lost. Oh my God! L's in the freaking chat for the dad, you loser! I wish I killed the little creature. Enough! Please. I'll talk to him now. Son! Your enraged father immediately headed to your room with only one goal. An ordinary quarrel took an unexpected turn. He's gonna kill me. He's gonna try to kill my... Well, hello, my dear. It was night outside. My father forced the door open and stood in the doorway, staring at me angrily. And I, paralyzed with fear, just watched him, not yet understanding what was happening. I had often seen him angry, but this time there was something previously unknown to me in that look, something animalistic and bloodthirsty. You're sitting here, huddled in the corner, you little rat. His eyes are like two orbits. What? Are you scared? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. It probably won't hurt. Darling, calm down. Get away from him, please. Get lost. Father forcefully pushed away his mother as she ran up. Mom, get a backbone, get a knife, get a pot, get something. Call 911. Do anything to save your child. Jump in front of it. At this point, that's your kid. That's my kid. I'm going to jump in front of anything for my kid. I don't care. As she fell, she hit her head on the wall and collapsed unconscious. Mom! Father! What's wrong with you? His face was red and wild, as if he were burning with anger. At that moment, it seemed like he wasn't my father anymore. Oh God, what's wrong with me? I just love you. I love you so much. You can't even imagine. I love you madly, son. More than life itself. It's breaking my heart. No way. How I've gotten so fed up with you. You've been an eyesore for so many years. I never wanted you. Do you hear me, itch? Not saying the word. And my patience has run out. Y'all, tell me what y'all. I'm fighting. I'm fighting, Dad. I don't care. I'm like, well, then square up, Dad. One of us is not leaving this room. That's what I would have done. My eyes were filled with tears. I didn't understand what was happening. I was scared like never before. I didn't know what to answer him. I mean, no one would. I just pressed myself into a corner and looked at him, my eyes wide open. My whole childhood flashed before my eyes. The forest outside the window, its inhabitants, grandmother, village. Will I never get out of here again? The thought hung in my head. No, I have to run. And I can only run to one place, which I knew like the back of my hand, the forest. Run or stay. Can I save? Let me see if I can save. So it looked like it auto-saved. I don't know. The save menu kind of looked wonky. I don't know. I'm going to say, I don't know. I'm going to say run. I'm going to run. I managed to slip past my father and quickly climbed through the window. I ran into the forest without looking back, with all my might. I stumbled and fell, but then I got up and ran. Anywhere, just not back. Fear filled me. It filled every part of me. I literally became feared myself, Having reached the forest, I finally slowed down and felt more protected. It was night, dark. For some time, I just wandered through the forest, recovering from what had happened. My legs moved on their own, despite the scratches and the night cold. After several hours of wandering like this, I collapsed from exhaustion in the nearest bushes, covered with leaves and shivering from the cold. My head was a complete mess. My thoughts were rushing from one corner to another. I didn't understand what to do, where to go. What happened to Mom? Is she alive? I couldn't go home. My father was waiting for me there. I just ran to the closest and only place I knew well, as if by instinct. Forest dwellers. Look, everyone. Who's that lying there? He's shaking all over. It looks like a boy. But where did he come from? And his face is quite familiar, as if he's been here before. Exactly. This is the same boy who came and talked to us so often. Yes, it's definitely him. Boy, how are you? Wake up. It's us, your friends. In the morning, I was woken up by the voices that were quite familiar to me, only they no longer in my head, but in reality. This is freaking angering me. Greetings, my friend. Please don't be afraid. We've known each other for a long time.
What? Sounds familiar? Are you talking? This must be some kind of dream.
I understand that. You have a lot of questions now. You don't understand what's happening. But no, this is not a dream. Don't you remember me?
And me? And us too.
Look around. Don't you recognize this place?
And indeed, this clearing, these trees, I often come here almost every day and talk with all of you.
I feel so bad for him.
Only you usually didn't talk to me. I only imagined that you were saying something and answering me.
You may not have heard us, but we remember you. We remember everything you told us, how you came running here with interesting stories to show off your crafts. Both sad and happy, we listened to you all the time. Or all this time, excuse me.
Yes. And I remember how you often hugged me when you first arrived and when you said goodbye, and how you sometimes loved to take a nap next to me or climb on me. Fortunately, my branches are strong. I am an oak after all. And every time you came, you poured fresh water on us, removed all kinds of pests from us, and even built a shelter when there was a strong hail. You literally saved us, from which we thank you very much.
And you cleared me from under the fallen leaves and branches that left me without eyes for a long time. You once drove away the elk that wanted to eat me. You became a good friend and protector for us. I'm glad we could finally thank you. If it weren't for you, our life would have remained full of grayness and monotony. Oh my goodness. I feel bad because he might be hallucinating. This feels like a hallucination. We can't move and are doomed to remain in one place our entire lives. And our social circle is limited to those who once grew up in the same clearing. But at some point, you appeared and diluted our grayness with your childish colors. I was completely bewildered by the fact that the trees, flowers, and mushrooms began to talk to me. I told them how I ended up here so late, about my father, and how I ran away. They said I could stay as long as I needed. They were always glad to have me here. Deep down, I was glad. I was glad that I finally had friends. Here I felt calm, no screams, no broken dishes, no stinging slaps. When I had already fully come to my senses, I felt very hungry, wandered around the clearing, picking up some berries and got some water. I also built myself a small hut to shelter from the wind and rain. We chatted with my new old friends until late at night without noticing how it got dark. I have never felt so good, even though I was hungry and dirty. I felt completely safe. I felt that this was my home, my real home. When I fell asleep, filled with joy, I no longer remembered why I ran into the forest. I felt too good to think about it. But good things must come to an end. Wake up, you little beaster. He followed me to the forest? Begone, Dad. The sound of the shot woke me up at that very second. A real monster stood in front of me. All the joy immediately vanished. Fear filled me again from head to toe.
Father, no. Why are you here? And what's wrong with Mom?
I knew I'd find you here somewhere. I didn't have to look long. I wish he could at least hide somewhere in the city. It doesn't matter anymore. I'm better off. And Mother? Mom. Mom's gone already. and it's time to finish with you too. Finally. He uttered the last words with such relief, as if he lifted a weight from his soul or fulfilled his long-held dream. I didn't even have time to say anything before the shot. There wasn't even time to think about anything. Everything happened simply and quickly, without hesitation. Darkness. It's so dark and quiet. Where am I? I can't move. I don't understand anything. What's happening? Aw. Is there anyone here? Greetings, my human friend.
Flyagrid? I feel kind of weird. It's as if I don't feel anything at all.
It's not surprising. You could say that at the moment you are nowhere and you were located nowhere. Okay?
What do you mean? Nowhere.
And so, you are between two worlds, so to speak.
So, I died?
In the human world, you died, but your soul remained alive and found itself at the crossroads.
Wow. This is not at all what I imagined this place. Well, I didn't really imagine it as such. I never thought I'd ever end up here. What second world?
Our world, the world of forest dwellers.
Amazing. So, it turns out that I can choose either of the two worlds and continue living as before?
Not exactly. That won't work. Since you are now only a soul without a physical shell, then by choosing one of these worlds, you choose which shell you will move into. Yes, sounds like you can choose and calmly return to life as if nothing happened. In fact, I can't tell you what will happen to you after your choice, whether you will live at all or what shell you will take. I only tell the souls who come here where they are and what options they have. Your future destiny depends only on your choice at this moment.
Only from my choice. But I don't even remember why I died, what happened to me, and if I will return to my world, at what point? At the moment of death?
I can't tell you that. Your destiny is your choice.
It's clear. In any case, I don't want to stay in this darkness either. ... I choose
human world, the world of the forest dwellers. I'm gonna be honest. With the life that he has, I would choose the forest dwellers in an instant. But let me see if I can save again. Sure, the forest dwellers. It's called Mushroom Boy for a reason. It looks so creepy. Oh my god. This is so sad. I am so sad for this poor child.
What's wrong with me?
Calm down, don't worry. I'm with you.
Am I now a mushroom like you?
Apparently, yes. Your father shot you. You fell to the ground and began to transform.
Was that my choice? I choose to become a mushroom? Maybe this is what I always wanted. Now I can stay in the forest forever with my friends. My father won't touch me anymore. But Mom is gone too, and I couldn't stop him.
Don't blame yourself. You made the right choice. Your mother is watching over you from heaven now and is glad that you are safe.
Okay, so be it. I really am safe. Mom, no need to worry anymore.
Oh, I don't like this ending. It's like the dad got off scot-free. That's what it feels like. It feels like the dad got off free with something he shouldn't have gotten off with. And I don't like that. So I'm going to go back in and try to get more endings. So this time I'm going to just stay. Oh my. Die, itch. Die, 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 you little beaster. Die, die. He screamed tirelessly, squeezing my neck tightly. There was less and less air left. Everything was gradually getting dark before my eyes. My strength was leaving me, and I felt like I was dissolving. In the end, I could only squeeze out one thing. Dad, why? Well, failed to escape. My eyes filled with tears. I didn't understand what was happening. I was scared. I think it took me back to the thing. Yes, inhabitants, my grandmother. Yeah, it took me back here. So we're going to run. Let's go back to the human world. Oh no, I remember everything. It hurts so much. It's dark. It's empty and painful inside. It's cold. I don't feel anything. I'm sorry, Dad. Mom? Death. So it takes us back. So I guess the true ending is us becoming a mushroom. Okay. Thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate it. This was interesting. This was fascinating. I didn't like the ending where the dad just basically gets off scot-free with offing us and mom. But maybe he won't. Maybe somebody investigate and get his butt. But at least Mushroom Boy was happy. This game was made by someone that did not have an Americanized name, so I'm going to assume that it was not an American that made this game. I'm gonna go back down and see if I can see the creator's name again, so I can make sure I'm not just talking out of my butt. I don't know. I really don't know. Vladimir. Okay. From Russia. Okay, so they're from Russia. Listen. Amazing job. Sad story. Amazing job. The game will probably leave a bitter taste in your mouth, make you want to fight Dad, but all in all, it was okay. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out more games from other creators on each.io. It looks like this creator only has one game on here, and yeah, peace and love. Stay safe out there, everybody. Bye bye. And for me, put a W in the chat, because for each W, that's how many punches Dad gets in the face. Okay, peace and love. Bye bye.